guys, welcome back to Simply Fujica, a place for budding and aspiring entrepreneurs. Guys, I want to thank you for tuning in for another week, and if you're new to this channel, welcome. Hopefully by now you guys have watched my video on the one thing revisited, or I think I called it updated. I'll make sure to link it above, and I'll make sure to put it in the description below. In that video, I talked to you about making the commitment to answer some of those questions that I really get a lot of, both during my consulting sessions and then also in my inbox. And so today I'm doing one of those videos. Today we are talking about utilizing Medicare and Medicaid for your business. Now guys, this is a really meaty subject. So what I've decided to do is break it up into two videos. This first video, we're going to define both what is Medicare, what is Medicaid, what are the different parts if that applies, and then can you utilize that for your home care agency. So that'll be the first portion of the video. The second portion of the video is actually reviewing the application process. So you guys can try to see if this is something that you qualify for and get this stood up within your home care agency. So guys, if that is something that you're interested in, and I know you are because you've been asking for it, then stay tuned. I want to begin by defining what is Medicaid, what is Medicare. So Medicaid is managed state to state. Okay, so Medicaid is managed by state and it is based off of income. Medicare, on the other hand, is managed by the federal government and typically is based on age. Now, there are certain circumstances like a disability, for instance, that may allow someone to be eligible for Medicare. So I think a frequent question that is asked on the client side is, can I have Medicare and Medicaid at the same time? And the answer to that is absolutely yes. If you qualify for both programs will come together to lower your health care costs. So absolutely, if this is a question that your client is asking you, they can qualify and have both programs at the same time. Okay, so now that we have talked about the differences between the two programs, I want to transition over to discussing one program at a time. And we are going to start with Medicaid. Now guys, I was so excited. I actually found a informational packet, if you will. I don't know what else to call it, but I found an informational aid on Medicaid broken down state by state. Two things I want to say about this is this is a resource that I found online, so I want you to make sure that you kind of double check what you read there, because I will include that in the description. Also, I noticed that it was dated 2019, so I couldn't find anything, newer than that, but certainly it's at least an aid to help you get started with the research. So I just kind of wanted to point that out to you guys. So the good news about Medicaid is for individuals who have Medicaid that are living at home, they are eligible for a variety of services. So those lists of services include home health care, home care and personal care, homemaker services, family and caregiver support, transportation services, and guys, this is not an inclusive list. Those are just some of the things that I can remember. But there are a lot of services that Medicaid actually does cover. So the good news is that Medicaid does pay for home health care services in the state of California. Again, you want to use that resource that I have included in the description to determine the eligibility for the state that you live in if you don't live in the state of California. So yes, in general, Medicaid does cover both home care and home health care expenses, provided that you meet the eligibility requirements. Those requirements are both financial and medical. So guys, now we're going to transition into the Medicare side of the house. Now there are 4 parts of Medicare that I want to discuss with you today. Part A provides inpatient hospital coverage. B provides outpatient medical coverage. Part C offers an alternative way for you to receive your medical benefits. And then Part D provides prescription coverage. So guys, quite naturally, I know the question for you is, which part does my home health care agency actually pertain to? And the answer to that is it actually involves Part A and Part B. Because remember, Part A covers the hospital insurance and then Part B covers the medical insurance. And so typically the scenario that you're facing is if the client has been released home from the hospital and they have orders for a skilled nursing. So remember, that's the respiratory therapist, that's the dietitian, maybe it's a registered nurse, things of that nature. Usually coupled with that, there's a home care health aide that also needs to provide those, that short-term activities of daily living or personal care for that client. And that's where your agency would come in. Guys, I will be ensured to include the Medicare.gov website in the description along with the Medicaid website as well. This is so you can do your due diligence, make sure that you're doing your research so that you understand how and when this applies to your home health care agency. So Medicare will pay for home health care agency services that are provided in a 30-day window. The client may need more than 30 days of care, but as long as that client continues to be approved, then that payment is based on 30 days of service. Now for Medicare, that payment does go to that home health care agency. The one thing that I keep seeing over and over in this reading and in this verbiage is that you do have to be certified. So I'm not quite sure how you do have to be certified. So again, if you're certified and that client's condition or their medical needs are still ongoing, then you would receive the payment from Medicare. Now, there's something that I want to point out here, and I'm going to read it directly from here because I don't want to get it confused. Home health aid services. Medicare will pay for part-time or intermittent home health aid services like personal care if needed to maintain your health or treat your illness or injury. Medicare does not cover home health aid services unless you're also getting skilled care. And remember, we alluded to that earlier in the video. So skilled care includes skilled nursing care, physical therapy, speech language pathology services, continuing occupational therapy if you no longer need any of the above. So it's very important. And again, I'm going to go ahead and link this for you guys just so that you can have it. Something that I also thought that was very helpful that I'm also going to link in the description is I found a pamphlet, Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. And one thing that they put in that booklet is a checklist for a home care agency. Guys, I want to make sure that you utilize that checklist. It's really more informational, but this is what they're telling their clients to look for in their home care agency. So you want to ensure that you have those qualifications. Again, I want to ensure to include that pamphlet because I think it's great information to have access to. So I will definitely make sure that's linked in the description for you guys. Last question that I'm going to cover on Medicare is how much do they cover? How much do they actually cover for the home health care services? The answer to that is Medicare will cover 100% of the costs that are medically necessary for home health care. It does need to provide it for less than 8 hours a day and then no more than 28 hours a week. The average cost for home health care in 2019 was $21 per hour. So again, some of this information waiting for it to catch up, but that's as of 2019. Okay guys, so that's going to conclude part one. So part one, again, was really just to define the differences between the Medicaid, between Medicare. It was to let you know that our clients can have both if they qualify for both. It also was to let you know what services are actually covered under both programs. So if you do have any additional questions, make sure you include those in the comments, okay? Include them in the comments section. So part two, so next week's video, will be based on how do you apply for receiving those benefits as a home care agency owner. So this is the meaty part of it. This is the part you want to know because you want to make sure that in addition to receiving our cash pay clients, which we love, there are another set of clients that have these benefits that we can accept. Okay guys, that's all I have for you. Stay blessed.